Hi, my name is Vanessa, and today's video slash podcast are going to be about this potential breast cancer vaccine for what is said to be the most lethal type of breast cancer known to women, basically. And I am really excited about this news. I can't believe it, actually. I read it and I don't believe everything I read. I don't believe everything in the news, to be completely frank with you. I'm very skeptical, very critical thinker, no doubt about it. But this is just such good news, and there's so much bad news out there. And I wanted to cover that because there are so many military veterans that are struggling with various types of cancer, to include, but not limited to, breast cancer. That's definitely one of them. And many people know someone that has had breast cancer or another type of cancer. So this is very exciting to me. So CBS News outlet, as I'm showing you right now, if you're watching the video of this, they are the ones reporting on this. It was reported December 22nd, about 8 days ago now. And yeah, so it looks like a doctor wrote this or reported on this article as listed here. Dr. Tara, I can't pronounce the last name. I'm going to try, but you can see it. I also linked to it in the description. If you're on Twitter, though, you're not going to be able to see that because descriptions aren't allowed on Twitter from what I've seen so far. All right, but they're everywhere else. Rumble, YouTube, all the podcasting platforms, and LinkedIn will have a link to this news article that I'm discussing right now. So it says that basically a potential vaccine that would prevent the most deadly and aggressive type of breast cancer is undergoing testing. And the most deadly and aggressive type of breast cancer it's being referred to is triple negative breast cancer. That sounds terrifying to me. Triple negative breast cancer. I've never even heard of triple negative breast cancer. I've heard of breast cancer, but I've never heard of triple negative breast cancer ever. Ever. I've never heard of that, but it sounds really, really scary. And maybe I heard it in passing and just don't remember it. Now, this is the key protein for the vaccine, which would be a, quote, holy grail, end quote, of cancer treatment, was found through, quote, a matter of luck and tenacity in going through databases and looking for proteins, end quote. Dr. Vincent, can't pronounce the last name, said almost like finding a needle in a haystack. So it says the vaccine works by jumpstarting the immune system and attacking any tumors that contain a specific protein that should not be present unless a woman is lactating. So that would be a woman who has just had a child. So it says once the quote is from Dr. Thomas Budd, well, it goes on to say, once we've established that we can produce an immune response, we want to rapidly move it earlier to the disease process again to the prevention setting where we think it will have an even greater impact. So there's tons and tons of questions I have about all of this. It says that they're in basically early stages of trials trying to figure out if this could work. They're saying that they would be wanting to give this to young, healthy women that are at higher risk for breast cancer, which is known as a triple negative. I don't really understand what they mean when they phrase it that way, which is known as a triple negative. But whatever the case, I wonder who exactly would be allowed to obtain this vaccine, because I imagine it would be in high demand. I mean, there wasn't too long ago, too many years ago, I remember women were choosing to have double mastectomies, removing surgically their breast, both of them, because they thought they had a good chance of getting breast cancer. That's very extreme. Very, very, very extreme. And so if women are willing to do that, I imagine most women, myself included, would be running, sprinting to try to get this vaccine. And so even though they're saying, oh, we'd like to get to healthy young women that have a higher risk, it's like, let's be real. Any woman most likely is going to want this vaccine, even if they have low risk, seemingly. Okay. I'm going to be one of those women. So I'd like to know, when is it going to be available the soonest? How is it going to be available? How can women get their hands on this? Because this is a really amazing vaccine. What's really also exciting about this vaccine is that once this is successfully developed, which I believe it will be, because technology, the good things about it are amazing and advancing rapidly, I imagine that it will only be a matter of time before there's other vaccines to prevent other types of cancers, which isn't that exciting because cancer is something that so many people are afraid of and so many people suffer with. Okay, it goes on to provide a basically a case study, if you will, of a woman who's featured here that is currently around my age, and she's going through cancer treatment, and it's really scary. And it goes on to her personal story. So if you'd like to read the entire article, feel free to check it out. It's linked in the description below this video if you're watching the video, except for on Twitter because it's not able to be. And on the podcast, if you're listening to podcasts, you can read the whole thing. But I'm so excited about this. Let me know what your thoughts about this are. Would you take the vaccine if it was available to you and you're eligible for it? I know I would. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, I wish you all the best. I hope you have a great New Year. Bye.